Welcome back, Knights of Apollo, to another glorious siege battle. Today, once again, we are playing Total War Rome 2, and you're going to see three mighty Roman armies taking on a bizarre alliance, but an alliance nonetheless. So we have the Spartans, we have the Arverni, and I think we have the Seleucids defending this very difficult to attack settlement. So yeah, this is a very intense match, guys. This is kind of like a continuation of kind of like part 2 from the first video that came out yesterday. So if you watched yesterday's video, you saw that we had people saying that siege battles were lame, they were unbalanced, you can't win as the attackers. And this is kind of our rematch where we're now attacking. So we have the same crew here. I'm leading this Roman army. We have Mr. Brunswick leading a Roman army. And then we have Nico, who is leading one of the great Roman armies. So we're working together once again to bring down this defense. Now, this settlement, I would say, is harder to defend compared to the other one because there's a lot less spaces where you can attack. It's very narrow, especially against Spartans. It's going to be tough. The Seleucids also have great hoplite pike type units, so it's going to be tough. But we can do this. We can do this, and it's going to be great, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead, do normal speed, guys, and let the battle begin. So in terms of army comps, we got pretty balanced army comp. Of course, we have a lot of swordsmen. That's, you know, what the Romans do. We're bringing one artillery. And we have some archers, Syrian archers, which is like the only archer you can get. That's the only archer you can bring as the Romans. So, our plan here is to overwhelm the front line and quickly break through this first wall as soon as possible. We have our crappier troops leading the first push. We've got the Hastati, which they're good, you know. They're good. They're fast moving. They don't really hold up in a heavy fight, you know, a heavy melee fight, because they are light infantry. But we're basically using them as a bit of a meat shield. You know, if they start firing their arrows, they start shooting artillery, the Hastati will take the brunt of that force and get the siege towers to the walls. Then we're gonna move up our more elite troops, our more trained troops, which of course the Principes. We have Praetorian Guard. I brought 2 units of Praetorian Guard. Just a nasty unit here. Love this unit. The purple cloaks here. It looks awesome. I love these guys. But as we get closer and closer, you can see that they are here to fight for this outer wall. They are not going to just let us take it. Their archers are already firing. They've got some Eastern spearmen holding the gate, which I'm not going to go through the gate. I rarely ever go through the gate. And look at this, my Hastati already getting picked apart. Now, it's not a great angle because their sides are showing to these arrows. Ugh. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part, but what can you do? You can only do so much. I now decide to fire my artillery. And look at this, mass forces. This is so badass. Look at all these troops coming up to defend the walls. We already have some siege tower. We got some gladiators going in first. That's hilarious. I didn't know Nico brought gladiators, but hey, glad to see those half-naked men on the battlefield, you know what I mean? More Hastati charging this way. And let me just slow motion this battle for you real quick as I explain some things. When attacking, in terms of strategy, it's really important to overwhelm the defenders. Again, as attackers, you have more money. That usually means you have more troops or better quality troops. So you need to push as many spots as possible to break the enemy defenses. So if I could give you tips here, 3 tips that will help you in your siege assault in the next battle here. Overwhelm your opponents, work together as a team. That's the first one. Second one, conserve your ammo. Don't use all of your archer ammo at once or artillery ammo at once. Save it for another time because it will certainly help you late game. And the last thing I would say is look out for the flanks. Always try to outflank your opponent whenever possible. You will certainly see a lot of that today. So anyways, go back to normal speed. I just wanted to say that. If there was like 3 points to give you, you know, of course there's a lot of nuance in the strategies of attacking and defending, but those are 3 major points that can make you a great attacker. And now the Spartans are charging in some Spartan hoplites. and my troops are having a tough time. This is a really difficult spot to attack because my men are cornered. I can't get around them. I tried many times, and that's not a situation you want to be in when attacking. Let's go back over to this. Look how epic this is. Look at all the troops in this one little area fighting for this wall. And this is what you need to do. We've got a lot of our Celtic warriors ready to charge in, ready to support this front line. But already we have taken a lot of ground, a ton of ground. And I'm sure the Romans are enjoying slaughtering these barbarians. It's what they do. It's their pastime. Oh, good stab to the neck there. But yeah, more. Look at this. We are just never-ending flow of Romans. There's so much red. There's so much Romans. It's a flow of blood. All right, just flowing in over the walls and pushing into their base. Just look at this fight. Look how badass this is. This was so much fun. I enjoyed this so much. But look at all the reserves they have. Look at how the Spartans are holding back their troops. I'm using my artillery, which is something I didn't want to use until much later on their troops. So I'm firing the artillery and trying to soften up the Spartan hoplites, because that's what I was most afraid of in this fight. I'm losing a lot of troops over here. I just can't get around these Spartan hoplites. I can't get around them. I'm desperately trying to send my Principes. Look, you see what I'm doing here? I'm trying to get around them by sending them up on this wall to go over here and then get behind them. But it's too tight. The pathfinding isn't good enough, and the Spartans have me right where they want me. I am losing a lot of troops, and I'm losing them quickly. But that's okay. Again, guys, try to avoid situations like this. This was a mistake on my part, but it's not game ending. It's not the end of the world. Look at this. The Barbarians trying to push back now. We've got, oh my god, the archers. Look at this. These are peltists who are just throwing. Oh, the artillery hits them there. That was awesome. The peltists trying to fight here for their lives, trying to support the brave swordsmen who are holding that front line. Peltists are cool because they're pretty versatile. They're a pretty decent melee unit, so once they're out of ammo, you can use them as melee. But the Seleucids doing what they can. We got some Pirioki spears, or whatever you call them, the Spartan spears. Now we got some archers. I assume they're out of ammo, or maybe he misclicked there. But yeah, we're still fighting, guys. Look at this. Gruesome fight. Gruesome fight. Trying to get through here. Our archers are now firing to the back lines. And the key here, what's really important, is finding an opening somewhere. Because as soon as there's an opening in their defense, you pour through it. Like it's the last thing you possibly, like it's the most urgent thing you have to do. You pour through the opening and you get behind. You get behind the defenders. Now if you can get behind the defenders, it's over. It is over. So yeah, this is intense, guys. Artillery firing overhead. The Spartan/Barbarian forces doing the best. And look, here it is, guys. Here's the opening right here. And we've got some, what are these guys? Armored legionaries who now have the opportunity of getting behind the forces. And they are. They're getting behind these troops. They're attacking a little bit over here. They're attacking a little bit over here. And that's causing a lot of morale issues for the defenders. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes here to break through that. Look at this. A lot of Romans died here. Oof, this is bad. A lot of Romans died. But I am now setting in my Praetorian Guard. And the reason I'm sending them in is because I'm so scared for my army that's over here. They have taken many casualties, and I'm so desperately trying to get more troops over there. My archers are now firing at the hoplites. I'm doing everything I can to break through. And my best bet to save these soldiers over on this side is to be victorious over on this side. To break through over here and get over there as quickly as possible. We got legionaries, we got Praetorian Guard. They're doing everything they can to quickly break through. But the Spartans are not letting up. The Spartans are sending... Oh, no! He actually changes his mind. It looks like he was going to charge in there, but decides not to. And look at, my troops are breaking. I've got... Now, they are Hastati, but still. I don't want to lose them this early on. You are going to lose troops, though. I want to make that clear. In this type of defense, where you have to use brute force to break through the outer defenses, you've got to use, well, you just got to send in a lot of manpower, and you got to break them. But it's looking more promising over here. You can see that we've got a gaping hole here that we can go through. Artillery now firing at the reserves, because we're going to have to deal with them, obviously, later. Now, another thing I wanted to note that the defenders, what they did very well was be very aggressive. Big shout out. The player's name is Pig, P-I-G-G. He was playing as the Barbarians. He did a great job with this heavy horse of harassing our troops, and he's already on the move here, guys. So just, I'm going to keep a little mental note here of this unit. We'll get back to them later. But looks like most of the defenders are starting to crumble here. The Seleucids are thinning out, guys. It really just seems like it's only the Seleucids holding. And there we go. Now we're sweeping around, trying to overwhelm these forces. I don't even care about these Eastern Spearmen. That's why I'm just like, nah, I'm just not even going to fight them. But unfortunately, they're too much into the fight that I have to take care of them, because I'm trying to get troops over here. I'm trying to save my men. This is a huge part of my army. And these damn Spartans. But thankfully, we do have troops behind them. Just got to get through these Eastern Spearmen. They're putting up a decent fight. There we go. They're starting to crumble. Excellent. Now I have a free path, but it's almost like the Spartans knew that their flank was exposed, because as soon as those Eastern Spearmen died, they started to break. But I'm not going to let them escape. No, no, no. They inflicted too many casualties on my army to let them escape. So I'm going to get up here. And I think I'm actually chasing these Eastern Spearmen. I don't know what I'm doing there. But finally, we've broken through. Why am I not supporting my army? Principes, let's go around. Come on. Can we surround this unit here? Get rid of them, please. Huh. I must be focused elsewhere, because I don't remember that happening. But we are victorious here. And now, oh, I know why. Because we're focused over here. Oh, dang it. I was like, oh, we should keep a mental note on this cav. So, okay, let me slow motion this real quick. What happened here, my artillery was completely undefended. The cav was coming, and we knew it was coming, but there wasn't much we could do. That cav unit is really strong, so we had to, all three of the Roman generals had to stick together to take on this barbarian unit. And I also have my swordsmen, Principes, into this fight as well, or Principes. And what I did to save my artillery, and this is a tactic that's really important that people often don't use, drop the artillery and run the onager crew out of there. Get them out of there, and you will save them. And sure enough, we kill the cav, which, ooh, it was close. And artillery is so important in this situation because we need to soften up their infantry. We need to soften them up. So now that that's done, we're now focusing over here. So that's why, okay, I was just having micro issues. That's why all the troops were just standing there, because we were all freaking out like, oh my god, we gotta kill this cav. Get rid of the cav. They're coming around. They're gonna kill the artillery. God, have mercy on our souls. But we saved the artillery in the end of the day, so that's good. So yeah. Now what we're doing is we're letting our troops rest. And this is something you need to do right before you go into the next layer of the defense, right? You need to let your troops rest a little bit. You need to try to get all of your forces in position, get your archers up here, get artillery up here, and prepare for the next wave. It's essentially another mini siege. It's another mini wall, with the wall being the troops you're going to have to break through. And who knows how many reserves they have over here. But right now, we're just doing our best to just rest our troops and prepare for the next push. Another thing I want to note while this is going on, there is a very interesting thing here. The capture point Now let me make this clear. The capture point is right here. It's not right here. Okay? It's right here. All right? So that is what we're going for. We got to capture that point. And we saw that, and we felt like this was pretty lightly defended. So that was one of the major things we're looking for in this defense. All right, so more Romans. This is, I believe, Brunswick's army. Look, it's so untouched. I mean, we have so many forces left. This is great. And again, we overwhelmed them with sheer numbers. Most of these brave soldiers here with depleted units, they've seen a lot of action, but they're going to see a whole lot more. So as we wait for these forces to prepare for battle, we're going to go ahead and just fast forward ×2 speed here as this battle progresses. Brunswick is setting up his forces. Artillery now firing. Let's do some normal speed. I want to see that. Artillery firing into the ranks here of these spears. Excuse me, I just had lunch and it's coming up. I'm burping up on lunch. But yeah, their artillery really focusing down on these swordsmen and on the pelters. Look at this. Awesome. Very awesome. So yeah, they're doing a great job of that. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to soften them up a little bit before mindlessly charging in. That's another important tactic. Now, I'm not saying sit here for 30 minutes using every single arrow to soften up your defenders, but I think it is important to spend, what, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, just sitting back and firing at the defenders. Why give them the advantage of just sitting here and waiting for them to attack? They should be punished for sitting out there like that, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to punish them for letting their troops sit out here in the open and soften them up. Now, they are doing smart things like spreading out their troops, making sure that you know, that they're not all clumped up and they're getting hit. But you can see more and more of these troops coming over here, getting ready for the defense. It's tough for us because we can't see it. Look at our mighty Roman army. But you know, all things considered, look at the balance of power. It's not that greatly in our favor. It's not a huge, you know, like we don't have a huge advantage. It seems like it because you can see all of our troops, but you can't see all of their troops. They have a lot of hidden troops up here that you'll see later on in the battle. So it's quite even. And that's why we can't get too confident. I might feel very mighty right here. And you know, I should. I'm leading the Romans. The Romans are powerful. But at the same time, you don't want to get overconfident and just assume that you have more troops and that you can just beat them with brute force. Something you don't want to do. But there's just something so cool seeing these Romans here, man. Like, look at this. All these glorious Romans. So cinematic. Romans are awesome. Just everything about their uniform and everything. But finally, we begin the second assault. That's enough sitting around. Let's go. Let's begin this battle. So yeah, we're pushing up. This is actually Brunswick. He's pushing up some legionary cohort. They are getting hit here with some peltis. No big deal. These are Romans we're talking about. Those massive shields. So they're going to try to fire back. Give them a taste of their own medicine. Fire charge! So awesome. There we go. Great charge of the Romans. And the great second layer defense is underway. But look at the Pila. Isn't the Pila designed to break after use so the enemy can't use it against you? It would be cooler to see the Pila break off the shields. But instead they're just kind of stuck in there and then eventually they disappear. But I guess, I mean, that's a lot to animate, I suppose. So yeah, these Romans pushing hard. We're trying to break through. And we're also pushing over on this side as well. I'm sending over 2 units of Principes. They're depleted, but you know, they're probably gonna die, but you gotta send somebody in first, you know, life isn't fair. And I also noticed that there's some archers headed this way. I think, yeah, oh, over here, Nico, leading this force, was trying to capture this gate. Because we didn't want the arrow towers firing at us. We didn't really want to deal with that. I think originally our plan was to get the artillery up here And if we capture this, these towers won't shoot at the artillery. Unfortunately, Nico sent a small unit. He didn't expect to see any enemy forces. So his unit is going to break here and die. But I have 2 units of Precapes who are going this way, trying to chop down these Syrian heavy archers, get them off the battlefield. You know, that's a must. But the cav here, let's not forget about the Barbarians have more cav, okay? More cav. And they tried to take out Brunswick's artillery crew, but he was able to save them. But watch this. Okay, so we've got an intense battle going on here, right? Romans pushing in. Brunswick already has some reserves ready to go in next. Over here, I'm pushing in troops. I'm going to go crush these spearmen real quick. They stand no chance against my Roman swordsmen. While that's going on, the cav, look at this. This is so stupid. The cav runs right through Brunswick's infantry. Look at this. No punishment whatsoever. Like, they should be getting chopped up. But they break through and they go straight for the artillery. Brunswick has no option but to send in his general. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. The fact they were able to just run right through those swordsmen is ridiculous. That was a little frustrating to watch, but they are heavy horse, so maybe they just use the momentum to push through the Roman lines, and now they're slaughtering the artillery crew, which they're trying to get out of there. And I'm now, well, I thought I sent some forces over, but I think I'm so focused over here in capturing this. I go ahead and form Testudo, try to protect my men from all the arrow fire. The archers that you saw are running out here with the spearmen. You can't see them, but remember the archers he had running down? They're outside the base. A little mental note about that as well. So, look at this. Brunswick has made some great progress here. He's now sent in his reserves, and he's actually pushed in to the inner defenses. That's what Romans do best. They're good at pushing back enemy forces, especially other swordsmen. So yeah, they're pushing them back. Good old fight here, and a good old fight over here. Now his troops are a little blobbed up. It could have been a pathfinding issue, but yeah, these are 2 units too. Now archers are firing at the general. He's got the silver shield swordsman for his general. Archers trying to fire at him, trying to kill him, of course. Got to get rid of those generals. Got to get rid of those generals. And Brunswick is fighting the good fight over here. And the Seleucids still holding on, man. Still holding on. I wonder if they're going to send in reinforcements. No, they're falling back to the safety of the tower. That's actually pretty smart. He's going to use the tower as like an extra archer unit that you can't really kill. You can capture it, but you can't kill it. And now they're going to go back in for a charge. Oh, no. They're just using some Pila, I assume. There we go. Now they're going to hold here. So this is when I'm charging in some reinforcements because time is against us, guys. We've got to break through this defense. This is hanging us up for too long. So I send in some Praetorian Guard to join Brunswick in this epic struggle. And we probably don't need any more troops in this fight right here. Probably unnecessary. We're also fighting over on this side as well. Here we go. There was a little fight here, but now the Seleucids charging in. Romans are going to break Testudo on this side. Now here comes another one. Break Testudo. Oh, hey, that works. And then break Testudo. You don't want to fight with Testudo. But that was awesome. Seeing that Testudo like block 99% of that Pila volley, that was awesome. So, what's going on with the Cav? Well, it's still a real nuisance. We were not able to kill the Cav. They're running around. They are not going for my artillery. Oh, they charged some Praetorian Guard. Oh my god, these guys are so annoying. Pig did such a great job with this Cav, you know? Just a great job. It just really was frustrating us. We're like, more cav, god damn it! Ah! I couldn't take it anymore. So we're rushing all our units inside. I'm like, I've had enough. My general's inside. I'm not dealing with that cav, all right? They can run outside all they want. We also locked them out of the base because we captured this gate. So they can no longer use this gate. The only way they can get back in is using this gate way back over here. So just a little side note there. So this is where, okay, this is a cool tactic. I'm gonna do some slow motion. Really cool tactic. Whenever you see a small gap, put your troops in a very narrow column and push them forward. And that's what both me and Brunswick, we didn't plan this. We just both did it. And you know, we were both laughing like, ah, good column formation. You too, you know, pushing through. And then what we tell each other is like, all right, you go for this side, I'll go for this side. And then once we break through, we divide our forces. This is what Romans do best. Really, mobile, whatever. And then they're going to charge in, get behind the Seleucids, and finally, guys, we're going to break through this second layer defense. Ooh, troops being tossed on the shields, man. Love that animation. It's cool. A gruesome fight there, but it's only a matter of time until they break. So we finally have victory here, which is great. Now we can push in deeper into their base. Over here, it's still a struggle. It's still a struggle. I got some Hastati in reserve. They're in their testudo, ready to be called into action. Over here, again, remember those archers? They're still alive. They're still alive running around the base. You know, like, what the heck? I left my artillery out as bait. I mean, they don't have any more ammo, so I didn't really mean to use all the ammo so early, but it just kind of happened because their defenses were so strong. Also, Brunswick, he lost his artillery crew. So his artillery still had a ton of ammo left. So that was a huge loss for the attack. So just a little note there. So there we go. We're pushing up. We're not going to slow down. We got to take as much ground as possible, and we got to bring the fight to the enemy. My Hastati, of course, lead the way. They've got their shields up. The damn silver shield swordsmen throwing their pila at us. Got my Praetorian Guard right behind them. There we go. I'm going to give a little taste of their own medicine. Throw the pila back. We're preparing for this fight. Over here, we are committing a lot of forces on this side as well. A lot of forces. So a very tough fight there indeed. We got a lot of reserves ready to be called into action here. Got the Eagle. This is the Eagle cohort, that's why. That's so cool. Love that Eagle. Oh my god, this looks so cool. Look at these guys. Love it, man. So yeah, we're pushing them up, and finally we're fighting actually the Seleucid general over here. He sends in the general. I was really surprised by that, because if we can kill him, I mean, that's a huge loss. I mean, morale is so important, obviously, so losing the general this early on would be huge. But look at this, guys. You see the capture point? It's lightly defended, and that's what we're trying to get to. Got some Seleucids over here. The Seleucids have definitely been putting up a lot of the fighting early on in this battle. But I think it's going to come down to the Spartans. They still have a lot of reserves. They also have pikemen that we're going to have to deal with. Pikemen are brutally tough. They are tough. God, look at this. Look at this Roman rage. Stop that screaming, you sissy Nancy. Oh my god. I love the commentary from the soldiers on the battlefield. It's amazing. And there we go. We're also pushing this way. So we're pushing into the capture point now. We got legionary cohort taking on some thorax swordsmen. So we're mostly sending this unit over to this front because we didn't want the troops fighting in this front line to get surrounded. Now, this is a general's bodyguard, basically, so they're very tough. They're putting up a great fight. It's been really frustrating. We just can't kill them. But over here, we basically have this unit to hold back the Seleucids from being able to close in on our forces. We got more and more troops pushing forward into the fray, and you know, this has just been a real struggle, guys. The defenders have been putting up a great fight. They've got their hoplites over here now. It's just been really, really tough, and it's going to be a battle down to the wire. We also have pikemen over here. So the pikes have been called into action, and the pikes was basically we were most afraid of the pikes. So we were focusing all of our archer fire on these guys. Since their sides were exposed, we could easily get a lot of kills on these guys. So I've got my Syrian archers firing at them. Now I'm aiming for this unit because their backs are facing the archers. And there we go. Gotta take out those pikes. They're gonna be so important late game. Finally, these guys are breaking. My God. Get off the battlefield. You're down to 42 men. And whoa, the Spartans are leaving a gap in their defense. Why are they doing that? I am not sure. So the pikes, once again, guys, remember when I said maneuvering around Spartans is so important? Once again, I do the column formation, and I'm going to go right around these forces. These are just Hastati too. Hastati pretty fast moving. Look at this. And the pikes are afraid, right? I don't even care about the pikes right now. I'm going to go straight for these Spartans who are holding up these Romans over here. Now I'm going to charge right in. Oh, the Peleads in the back. There we go. We have the Spartans surrounded. Once again, guys, you got to use those fancy formations. You got to try to break through the gaps. It's going to be really important. I don't know why my troops are formed up like this now. It's a little awkward. Did not tell them to fight like this. That's hilarious. Oh, lots of arrow fire coming down on our Romans. There we go. We're closing in on these guys. Closing in on them. Now all we really have to worry about is the Thorax Swordsmen. They gave up the choke point. They gave up the capture point. They completely gave it up. So more and more of the force is about to charge in here and take this capture point. We're holding back the Barbarian Scum, but our numbers are thinning. And look at the cab. Look at all this cab. They had to go through this gate because we locked them out. But they're now pouring in. This is a big problem. A stampede of Barbarian heavy cab coming down this hill. And this is all I have for reserves. A weak unit of Hastati. And I'm trying to not let them slip through. This could be disaster. I'm trying to close the gap. This heavy cab's tough, man. We've got a lot of reserves over here. We have to push them up. Praetorian Guard, Brunswick moving up the Praetorian Guard. We are victorious over here finally, so we're going to push up over here. Look at, we've almost captured the capture point. It's close, it's getting up there. Oh, it's actually going down. We have to capture it first and then raise the banner. Cav trying to harass the back of our Romans who are fighting over on this side. Archer fire just coming down. Most of the Romans here are highly armored. They're also getting some friendly fire on their Cav. So it's not that bad of archer fire. I got my catapult crew charging in. This is mine. We're like, charge catapult crew, get revenge, kill the Cav. Stab the horse, pull off the rider. There we go, we're tapping. I've got my units in Testudo protecting themselves from the archer fire. The Barbarians, man, look at, they're causing a lot of commotion for us right now. It's tough. More soldiers are being rushed into the front line. Quickly fill up the gaps. Close in the gaps. Cav counter charging Praetorian Guard. That's okay. Praetorian Guard will deal with the Cav. I mean, they pretty much deal with everything. Such a good fight. got even archers charging in. I'm basically sending bodies at the barbarians. Like, no, just contain them. Contain them. Do not let them break through. There we go. We're able to. It's not like they exactly pushed out their game control. They're just kind of waiting for it. They're able to basically get back to where we were. Kill the chosen sword. And this is what we got for reserves right here. This is it. Both low, guys. This is all we have. Now, they've done a lot of troop movements, mostly crap troops, a lot of archers. Not crap, but not good at melee. So that's really good. It's really down to a couple spears here, some chosen swordsmen. And we have officially captured the point, guys. And the countdown is running, alright? So they're not making any ground and trying to recapture these captured points. The archers are now firing. We're just using what we have left of our archers. Firing at these spikes, trying to get them, sock them up. We've done a lot of damage to them, for sure. But it's not enough. We gotta keep going. They start to kill against us. Great, man. We got them surrounded, but they chose it. I'm gonna pretend that we totally did that on purpose, but I didn't even